This week I'm making a couple videos in regards to 2023, looking back, reflecting, and also looking ahead to 2024. And most of my content is always related strictly to Amazon on this channel. I thought I'd kind of expand that a little bit and a little bit more mindset, and also just to kind of fill you in on myself personally and kind of how I came across these. And before I share them with you, let me give you a little background, okay? I'm 36. And something that I've noticed about myself, and I think this is common with a lot of people, is that we're very all or nothing, right? So like some people, you know, they've been wanting to lose weight. They don't just say, hey, I'm gonna walk today. It's, I have to walk 10 miles a day every day. And then by January 2nd, it's like, oh wait, you know, when that motivation and that dopamine is rushed off, it's like, yeah, this isn't realistic. I'm just gonna not walk altogether, right? I know I've been there. And I think it's great to have lofty goals, but they also have to be realistic so that you can achieve them. And I am such a proponent of momentum, and action breeds momentum, and momentum is powerful. And so what I've come to realize is having realistic goals that are a little challenging. The challenge in them is really the consistency, not the goals themselves, because the consistency over the course of a year will result in amazing accomplishments and achievements. The hard part is showing up day in and day out. I am bullish on consistency at this point in my life. Consistency will always beat intensity over a long enough period of time. And so without further ado, you're gonna get a taste of that in some of my things. And basically, more than resolutions, they kind of are habits. And I know that's a little cliche as the book Atomic Habits has come out and it's become so popular, but it's really true. And so when I really think about it, for me, this really pertains to health, relationship, and content. And then there's other things I have too, like, I don't know that they're resolutions or daily goals that I can put down. This really pertains more to the daily stuff instead of the big stuff, which I'll touch upon some of that stuff after this. So daily, 10 push-ups a day, 10 squats a day, weigh myself daily, have my clothes ready for the gym the night before. I go to the gym first thing in the morning, like 5:30, right before I go sourcing. I go straight from the gym to sourcing and run every day. So let's break that down. That has to do mainly with my health. I feel like over the last, 2 to 3 years, I've just been carrying like an extra 15, 20 pounds, and I feel so much better about myself and just better in general when I am locked in on my health, my well-being. Not just, I've always worked out. I feel like I'm pretty healthy, but I like to look and be at my best. It's just very empowering. And so with all of these, right? Notice the 10 push-ups, very, very doable. I could do that now in 10 seconds. 10 squats, same thing. So if nothing else, if I get nothing else done, that's going to add up to thousands of push-ups and thousands of squats over the course of a year. Now, what happens when I do 10 push-ups? My blood gets flowing, I'm excited, I'm gonna do more, right? Or I'm gonna do it multiple times throughout the day. But this way, I can check the box on literally my dry erase board over here and feel good about that. I'm showing up for me day in and day out. Close the night before. That's just something I've come to realize. The success rate of me getting out of bed, not hitting snooze, and making it to the gym is exponentially greater when my clothes is picked out. Because if you haven't been there, nothing's worse than having to go through your closet or your drawers and realizing you can't find a sock. You got to go to the washing machine to see if there's any in there. That's like the worst way to start the morning. Having my clothes ready to go, wake up, put it on, I'm out the door, has been a game changer. So simple, right? It's so logical, so simple, so easy. But for some reason, it becomes a challenge. So that's been on my list. Weighing myself every day. Something I've come to realize is that it's not about the neuroticness of it. It's that what's the saying? What gets measured? I'm going blank. Basically what I'm trying to say is if you measure something, it gets managed, right? If I'm on the scale every day, even if I'm not consciously saying I need to eat better today, if I notice, oh, I gained a pound, subconsciously my body is just probably going to eat a little bit better that day because I know I'm going to be on the scale day in and day out. So it's not saying I need to lose 5 pounds this week. It's not saying 5 pounds in a month. It's saying just weigh myself every day. These minuscule things, they just stack up on each other, and I'm a big proponent of that. I really do think, and by the way, if you haven't read Atomic Habits, this is all kind of speaking to that. So that's kind of it as far as my health goes, but just to give you a glimpse of that. That's something that's a big priority for me. And again, this isn't so much big all year round resolutions as much as I really focus on my daily habits. I have a significant other, essentially my wife, and I have to hug her every single day. Now that might sound ridiculous, but for one, her love language is certainly affection, physical, words of affirmation. And you know, we have a young family. It's very, very easy. And people might think this is crazy, but I'm sure there's days that go by we haven't hugged each other, right? And like, I think making it a priority and almost kind of having this fun embrace, like, hey, come here, I gotta get you my daily hug, right? It's a moment we share together, we smile. When we do it, we always say to our kid, like, look, mommy, daddy love each other, right? So we make an enjoyment out of it. And I think there's also something physically that like dopamine, serotonin, I don't know exactly, gets released, but it always feels good. And it's something I look forward to. And I think it's been a really nice little addition and letting her know how much she matters to me. And it's a fun little ritual that we have now. And that's been going great. Again, it's really easy to hug someone, but it actually makes a big difference. And then lastly, daily I'm trying to post to Amazon. So I just made a video about my content strategy for 2024. Why, right? Basically, if you haven't seen it, I'm trying to get away from the friction, worse thumbnails if I have to, worse editing or less editing if I have to. I just want to put out information because I have so much to give. I'm in the trenches every day. I have 4 years of experience and I'm happy to share it. And so at least one reel a day, trying to also do a reel and a thread a day, but I also don't want to post for the sake of it. It has to be valuable in my opinion. Sometimes that doesn't happen. So by having the reels planned out, that makes it easy. I can batch them. And a thread on top of that, for anybody not familiar, a thread's just, you know, word, like a tweet basically for Instagram. And so my goal is to post also, in addition to that, daily 3 YouTube videos a week for this channel. All right, I'm sticking to that. And again, originally I was like 5 or 7, let's do every day. And I said, you know what, let's start with 3. You keep hitting 3, let's go from there and see what happens. But 3, good things are gonna happen. That's over 150 videos in the course of a year. I think you'll be very happy with where things land. Oh yeah, and by the way, when I post to a reel, I always share it now to YouTube Shorts. And so outside of that, just to give you guys a glimpse of who I am, you know, travel is really important to me. Gonna do multiple trips. One thing that I've come to realize that I need to do a better job of for stuff like that is if it doesn't get planned, it never happens, right? So it's not just, hey, I wanna go on 4 trips this year. It's, no, let's sit down, let's pick the dates this weekend and let's book them, right? I also have my business outside of this, hoping to open at least 1 more location. I know we're going to, possibly a second one, which would bring us to number 3 and number 4. That's called Damn Good Beer Bus. It's a brewery, touring, and transportation company. Outside of that, I'm just trying to find, I guess, just more fulfillment in general. Still trying to dabble. I always ask myself, like, what should I be doing? You know, I don't know if anyone can relate, but there's just so much out there. You know, when you go through, for my path, it was you go to school, then college, and everything was just kind of, you know, this is what you do. And then it comes infinite opportunities, which is freedom, and it's beautiful, and working for yourself, I absolutely love. But I always have this feeling of like, what should I be doing? There's so many things you can be doing, but if you don't focus on something either, everything at like 50% doesn't add up to being better than one thing at 100%, right? And so I'm just trying to figure that part out in my life too, just like what's truly important to me. Amazon's been incredible, but I'm so efficient with it now and locked in. It's like I have some time to put elsewhere and to focus on some other things. Up to this point, it's all been like my business stuff has been for the sake of business. It's to make money because you need to make money. And I really hope to find some, for lack of a better term, passion projects or things that truly light me up day in and day out. And financially, I feel like, generally speaking, stuff follows. I'm kind of getting a little off course, but just wanted to fill you in too, because I know everything I went over is like daily stuff, but I have grandioso plans. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I just hope to, I feel like we all have been given certain gifts or have purpose, whatever, and I'm still trying to kind of find that. You know, Amazon's a great way to make money. It's not my end all be all, but I'm going to ride it till the wheels fall off and share everything that I know. So just wanted to give you guys a glimpse. I hope that opens some eyes and ears. Realistic goals consistently. I heard something recently like, The extraordinary versus the ordinary, it's not that the goals themselves are more extra. The extra comes from doing it for a longer period of time than the ordinary. And that's just really impactful. I really believe that. And if I didn't make sense what I just said, I'm basically just saying consistency over intensity. It doesn't have to be revolutionary goals. Little goals, day in and day out, will always add up. Appreciate you guys being here. Looking forward to a great 2024. By the way, I am hoping to do over $1 million in sales with Amazon. I think it's going to be the first year that I really pay myself appropriately. And I don't know that I'm necessarily trying to do growth mode anymore. I want to pull money out. I do want to buy a rental property this year, or a second home, something to that effect. I'm really bullish on real estate as a whole. And I think it's finally time to take some of this growing stage, relax that, be able to take out some cash, maintain, and get into some other things too. So anyway, thanks for being here, guys. Jonathan, Duke does Amazon. I will talk to you soon. Take care.